Hey, what's up YouTube? So, wanted to give you guys an update on the Ranger project. So we drove it for roughly 3,000 miles over the last year and a half, and took me a while to tune the carburetor in, and in the process I discovered that none of the rings seated. So I used a ball hone and just kind of did a hone job on the cylinders so when I rebuilt it. So my mistake, I should have checked all the bores for squareness and had a machine shop do a hone job on it or whatever it needed, and I didn't do that because I didn't have the money at the time. So here we are. I have the motor out. I don't know if I can turn this around, but here's the motor. I pulled the motor back out because it really ticked me off that it was burning oil. So we are tearing it down and making some big changes on it, because one of the things I struggled with is it developed a vibration coming from the drivetrain. It definitely was not transmission or engine. It was it only happened once you got above 50 miles an hour. 55 to 60 it was pretty bad. It'd level out a little bit if I got up above 65, but still was there. So I've never experienced that before, so I don't know what it is. It was a brand new drive shaft. It was balanced. I can show you. Here's my drive shaft right here that was made. See some weights over there. So it was balanced. So I'm wondering if there's something in the rear end. Maybe I've kind of read possibly a bad bearing. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that before and have found the fix. I'm all ears. It's a brand new thing to me, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to try and diagnose it whenever you're driving down the road. And as you can see in my humble shop, there's no lift here, so I can't put it up on a lift and have somebody run it into gears and so I can see what's going on. So I'm trying to figure this one out. I am going to change. I'm going to pull the axle shafts, check bearings. I may just replace them while I'm in there. I will say that rear end, I took it out of a 98 Ranger, and it had a front end impact with an airbag deployment. So I'm wondering if maybe the axle shafts were bent and maybe that's causing it. I don't know. I can sit there and do burnouts, second and third gear burnouts all day long, and I don't experience it. It's only when I'm up in fifth gear and running 55, 60 is it really bad. So if you've experienced it and have a tip, put it in the comments. I really appreciate it. Speaking of that, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if this trips your trigger. So I'll tell you, so not only am I doing a rebuild on this engine, I picked up another block last summer from a friend down in Kentucky. It's in the bag down here, but it's bored 30 over. And if you happen to catch when I put the camera around there, we're also going to get rid of the Holley 650 double pumper, and we're going to put this bad boy on there. Yeah, that's going to be wicked. I can't wait to get that on there. The other thing we are putting on, when I originally was working on this truck, I got that rear end out of a 98 that had been wrecked, and it had 410 gear in the back end because it had an automatic behind it. And I was like, hey, cool, man. At that time I was only driving like less than 10 miles to work, and so I thought, no big deal. It'll be fun with 410s. Quick out of the hole kind of a thing. But now that I work 30 miles away, so I'm driving 60 to 70 miles a day, that's not so good on the pocketbook. So I ordered in these And while I'm investigating the axle shafts, or we're just replacing them, or if I can find a whole new rear end, I'll go that route too, because it'd probably be easier in the long run since you have to press the bearings on and off. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and switch it down to 355 gears, which is kind of what the 5-speed was set up for originally, because I took it out of an F-150. So we're going to put 355 gears in it, make it more road friendly. Sniper, Holley Sniper EFI, and the other little thing we're doing, that block that's in the bag over there, it was already punched 30 over, brand new, never used. So I picked up a few pieces. So I've got a set of pistons, I've got a brand new set of Eagle rods, set of rings, new ARP bolts. And to go with that Holley Sniper, we're going to go ahead and we're using the Holley Sniper distributor and the Hyperspark system, so we can control the timing and everything with it, all through the ECU. It's brand new to me. I've never done anything with EFI, so it'll be interesting to play with this. So the pistons, let's see if I can get one of those bad boys out here and show them to you. I got them from Summit Racing before everything went nuts and pricing and all that went stupid. Bear with me here as I juggle things around. Okay, here we go. So these are Keith Black Hyper U Tactics. I know they're not the best, but I had to keep reminding myself I'm building a street motor, not a drag race motor. I was building a drag race motor, I'd have put some forged pistons in it and all that, and then I would have got the next model up, Holley Sniper, because it has a nitrous controller on it too, I do believe. And that would have been pretty cool. Spray that bad boy. I'd have switched it to an automatic or a C4 in and really went to town. But I already have a drag truck that has a 533 in it, and it's a pretty bad little mojo. You can check that out on my YouTube channel, which you're already on if you're watching this video. So you can check that out. It's a nice Viper green and black, and pretty quick little thing. The videos you'll see, they were with a mild built 514, and best time was 666 on the 8. The new motor is kind of more an all-out 15-to-1, 820 lift cam, brand new set of aluminum AFR heads, and it's going to be a fun little turd when I get it all figured out. Anyway, so I'm building a street motor, so the Keith Black pistons will be fine for what I'm going to do with it. Now you can see these are a 30 over piston, and kind of see if I can. They got a slight dome in them. So with the Ford Motorsports X heads that I have, that should put me around 10-to-1, 10.5-to-1 compression. I'll know more once I get the heads and the engine over to the machine shop to have everything gone over and checked out good. I ain't pissing around this time. We're going to build this right and have things done by the machine shop before I start putting it together. Another thing I've experienced with this motor that you guys might have some insight or tips on is both set of headers leaked. I had trouble with the bolts coming loose, and I have to keep tightening them, so I'm going to try I think some stage 8 fasteners this time. But what I thought was interesting, if I can show this, this is the right bank. You notice how it was blowing out the gasket material, and you can kind of see from this, all 4 ports were leaking on this side, and this is the side I had the most trouble with the bolts coming loose on. And then and it's really obvious when you look at the heads there, they were all leaking, aside from using oil, which I already knew. That's the main reason I pulled the motor. But yeah, and on the left side, driver's side, 7 and 8 were leaking. So I'm hoping these gaskets were in the rebuild kit that I got. I'm going to see if there's some better gaskets out there, and maybe that with the stage 8 locking fasteners for the headers would help stop that. Again, if you guys have any tips, I'm all ears on that. So anyway, so that's the what's coming up on the Ranger project. It's having fun with it, you know. It's a ball, and I'm just trying to get this motor tore down so I can get it down in the machine shop and then get the drag truck in so we can get it ready to go, because here we are at the end of May and I haven't been able to even touch it yet. So that's what we're doing. Y'all have an awesome day, and I'll post more videos as we progress here. Have a good one.